unwholesome action and wholesome actions have consequences, and also unwholesome would have also consequences. And just like in Dhammapada 183, anybody remembers Dhammapada 183? Do good or what evil, purify the mind. So doing good and what evil is not good enough. We need to purify our mind. Why? Then we are on the way of the Arya path. To be on the way out of samsara. Okay, these are the suttas you can read. You can reference on the internet from Sutta Central. This is on the Simingana mountain. Messenger of God. Okay, we still have time for bonus. Alright, okay. Alright. Anyone, why there is aging sickness in there? Why? Anyone wants to end or stop? No one? Why there is aging sickness in there? Anyone remember, I'm sure all of you are aware of Paticcasamuppada, dependent origination, the pair? Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Jati Paccaya Jara Marana. Then how you stop? Jati Nirodha Jara Marana. There is birth, there's aging sickness there. When there's no birth, there's no aging sickness and death. So ultimately, within this life, arahantship. Okay, in conclusion, with all this aging sickness, death and things like that, how do we apply in our daily life? How do we reflect? So most often, most of us will be very familiar with this chant. So I would highly recommend us to reflect on this frequent recollection. I think I ran out of time, so I will not chant it. So when you have free time and you can do it on your own, or Long Paul Sudhiro likes this chant, we frequently do this chant. And I will stop here and offer this for your reflection.
Okay, thank you so much, the most venerable Bona Tamiko or Bhante Tamiko. Okay, the important article is about aging, sickness, and death. So in these details, I think there's a lot of details, and we would have some ideas, some scholars to discuss about that. First of all, I would like to request the most venerable Brahma Virujadoro, please.
Thank you very much for this round. And with respect to Bhante Bernard, it is very many times that you met me because you come to join to this Mekong project for a long time. I can remember your name. And the most interested which your question, and it's very important for this paper. Why we are sickness? Why we are aging? Why we are dead? Because and now we always fight for how to end the sickness, how to end the death, how to end the aging. It is relevant which the Pali term Chara Thammohi Charanganatito for aging, and sickness Payati Thammohi Payati Anatito for sickness, and for this Marana Thammohi Marana Anatito in Pali term. So in this paper we can share everything that we have to admit, or we have to understand the reality or the truth of life for the perspective of Buddhism, and everything that or what is the Buddha taught, we have to consider and have to understand about this reality. For this title, contemplation and meditation, aging, sickness, and death of the author Bhante Bernard Tamigo. This is the originality from the doctrine in the Sutta in Buddhism. And about the original of this paper, in my opinion, it is good for the origin or the the background of this paper, because this manuscript presents a clear and accessible exposition of the Buddha's teachings on aging, sickness, and death, ground in canonical suttas, while the topic itself is well established in Buddhist study. The paper contributes primarily through its pedagogical clarity rather than conceptual innovation. We can touch, we can make understanding from this paper, which we have to admit and understand about the reality of the natural upon the world. Thank you very much for this paper.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to request the most venerable Kupa Jyotipat, please.
Below. So it's so far, if you can link it together, the paper will be perfect more.
Thank you for the feedback, ma'am.
Okay.
Pay respect to Venerable Bernard. Bonjour, Monsieur Lemoine Bernard. I met Venerable Bernard maybe 7 years ago at Wat Pa Kanchana Pisek at the time, and we quite know each a lot. It means that when we met, Venerable Bernard will speak French to me, so I will speak French to him too. And that's why I don't understand, he said. That's why I would like to tell you about this article and about his character. It means that this article represents his character. It means that it gives something to know about his storytelling. And the first one is about aging, sickness, and the death. That is quite suitable for me. It means that for people like me, now I am in the time of aging, and I see something two ways. The first one, the aged people, the elderly, they try to find the right way, the magga for them. And the second type is the aged people who don't know how to do and who put themselves into the unwholesome way. So this paper, if we look in detail, Venerable gave the simile is a kind of comparison about the mountain, and if someone read it, they will see the word. It means that the guard of the hell and the boss of the hell, we call in Thai the Yama or Payadumara, something like that. That makes us realize or quite think of something to do good, avoid evil, and have the purified mind. That is what Venerable would like to tell us. And more than that, in my opinion, like Venerable said, maybe this article will be transformed into a storytelling, because according to what Venerable Bernard wrote, it's like he said. So it's like he tells us about something not so hard, not so difficult. That makes me think of Pasankajai, the fat monk. As I know, he would like he like to tell something that is not so difficult or give explanation. So this will be good for, as I said, like the first article, for the children and for everybody, especially for the aged person, the elderly. Yes, thank you very much.
It's very wonderful because you had a lot of details. You have a lot of sutta. So one sutta you can write one paper. 3 sutta or 4 sutta you can write 4 paper in this article. Maybe next year, 2 years more you can write like that. And also you can compare about some materials in the real world, something like that, like compare to the tree, the car, something, everything you can compare the aging. It's very simple to understand for people and also compare with some person. Thank you so much, Bante Bernard.
Thank you, Sahad.
Okay, we gonna run to number 3 or number 4, right, in the paper. It's about the yendro. It's maybe local or technical, special technical term, I think. The preliminary path towards the Buddha Dharma by Dharmatile, the lecturer on Buddhism, meditation in collaboration with the sub-skill link program or DPS Bhutan. Okay, if you are ready, please come.
Once again, good afternoon to all of my dear Dharma friends and Dharma brother and sister from different many countries. So I really apologize to all of you. So I could not make any PPT because I can't get time. So that's why my paper is only letter. I did not do anything. So that's why I want to share a little bit about my article. One is that my article is Nyundo. Nyundo means preliminary pre. This is basically pre for the Vajrayana Buddhism. So I want to say a little bit about this introduction to preliminary practice introduction. So I want to share a little bit. This conscious preliminary practice is summarized and written by His Holiness the 70th Jikembo of Bhutan. This practice comprises complete meditation, understanding for both physiological and spiritual development as part of Vajrayana Buddhism. And the motive in life is to benefit all sentient beings, and the greatest benefit one can extend is to liberate them from their suffering and its causes. And individual can activate Bodhisattva seat within oneself through this preliminary practice. As this path indeed is a gradual path to enlightenment. The purpose of the practice is to purify obstacles in achieving realization of the path to enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. To purifying negative karma and downfall and collected extensive merit to make the possible. One has to purify all the negative karma and defilement one has collected over the countless rivers and accumulate extensive merit. These are the conditions necessary for one to actualize the path as this practice can prepare the practitioner through the profound path of the Vajrayana and lead him or her towards the experience of enlightenment. Such practice are indeed a suitable way of meditation for both beginner and advanced learned and offer more benefit than simple mindfulness meditation. This practice can be done on a daily basis within a short span of time with the follow leading the practitioner into more advanced practices. So first I thought everyone can understand this. So but I want to share they want to stay happy and also everything is successful but not come because some people are thinking about the peaceful life and luxury life but it cannot come. Some people has many different kind of disease as some people has stroke patient, some people are kidney patient. We have many different kind of the problem in this world. That's why we call this samsara. So then this is samsara. Then how do we can get? How do we can stop this samsara? So we should be practice this healing. So then after that, then we can get enlightenment. Then we will no need to get samsara. So that's why I wanna share a small prayer with my chanting. So because I'm really sorry I could not practice anything. So that's why I cannot explain much about this Dharma things. So I want to pray a little bit. I hope everyone enjoying this prayer. Lama Geno, Lama Geno, Lama Geno, Nijoy Bai Jebai Jingi, Chiwa Mitai Debai Jingi, Jeje Gebra Jingi. Me dobrai jingi, tarbi me dobrai jingi, lona chela yorai jingi, dingarana indabe shingam zere bimandami deden, peden zabe lama dorje jawajabe gende mo jubai jande Kuzumrari lama la da 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 majudo ginjanjo ginde bardo jajo mano do injumi do grendo tano gebe zanje yadan zo be zanje lage je menjo la me janjo zange rabe pame ganyum zanje je bende mama yebe jade la jende da lo je ba be do me de zan de do ma le je zum de do je ma je zada je je go porwa ye me da je ba zo ge zo la me jo jo ndo je Thank you. I hope everyone can get a small blessing from Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha with this prayer. So it is So one thing is that Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, they are all practice of the Theravada. Then Himalayan, Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, as well as India, some part of India, they are all practicing the Vajrayana. But we are all same. So in this program, we can share our thoughts, we can experience our exposure, so we can share our exposure. So many things we can get from each other. So that's why I really respect to all of you, and I really want to see you all again and again. Thank you.
Sadhu.
To get our human life, first we need to know our human life is very difficult to get, because in this world we have more than 800 billion people, but in the Buddhism only 3 tribulate, then especially we can get many blessings from the masters and also teaching from the great master and great, how to say, many scholars. We could not get very difficult, only few places. So that's why our human is very, very precious. When we can get this precious light, we have to understand how to purify our negative karma, how to stop our obstacle. So then basically we can understand that. Then we try to this. Then that means we can understand a little bit about of this samsara. Then after that we will try to really practice the dharma. Then how to, then this we can use this pray. We have to apply this pray, how to do really inside our life. Then how to do day by day practice, how to do after that month by month, how to do year by years. After that we can get enlightenment. Is it right? So I cannot understand your question clearly.
Can you make a chance to summarize how the sutra we can apply in our daily life? Not like a mantra, just sitting and flow life, like an air.
In the room, and it's very difficult, I think, when people come together and we all speak different languages, that when we have something that is in common that we can all use to try and explain to each other how we feel or what we know, it can be very difficult because the language, the barrier can be quite a big barrier, quite a thick barrier. And I think that over the years that this project has been going, every year the barrier has got thinner and thinner and thinner. I think that with all due respect to NBU, when I first came here, the standard of English in the university was quite low. And over the years, over the 12 years, it's increased, it's got better and better. And I think that the delegates that come here and speak and give their experience of what they know, they try their very best to explain that in the English that they've got, and the English that the delegates have got has improved year after year after year. When I came 12 years ago, to the first of these conferences, I didn't sit in here. I was asked to interpret and transcribe the words that were being said by the delegates that had been invited to it, and I couldn't understand the English that was being spoken. So Rajan Sachirak was the person who asked me to do this 12 years ago, and I apologised and I said, I'm sorry, I cannot, because I cannot understand the English that was being spoken, which explains, I think, why sometimes we find it difficult to understand what somebody is trying to say to us. So if I try and interpret what somebody says, I might misrepresent them and say something that they don't mean. However, from my experience of knowing my good friend Karma Tinley at the end of this row, I believe that what he's trying to say is that in his experience as a monk, he just tries to do good and tries to be as good a person as he can, and that using this mantra just to calm himself down helps him and other monks like him, and that perhaps it's not going to be the same in the Theravada tradition or the Mahayana, Hinayana, different traditions. It's certainly going to be different in the Western world where we all wear these clothes and we don't have the protection that you have of your robes. So it's very different and can be very difficult. But I think that for me too, I can be a good person. I can try my best to find something, whatever it is, to be able to calm my mind. And whether it's a mantra or whether it's just behaving in the right way, following the 5 precepts as a layman, I think that this is, excuse me, I think this is what we can take from what Karma Tinley is saying here, is just to try our best, and hopefully it will be enough. So I'm sorry if I misrepresent you, my friend, but I hope that when I spend time with my younger brother there, that I always feel happy and I always feel calm when I'm with him. And thank you very much for that mantra. It was wonderful. It was very beautiful and very melodious.
Okay. Just want to know what the core essentials of this mantra.
Practice for daily life. So, but if I say many things, it's not be working with you, I think, because this is Vajrayana traditional prayer. So you are Theravada. But we are same, but we are have many way to get enlightenment. You are Theravada, what is your own work, own work. So as well as we.
That's the main point we want you to share us.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying about this.
Because we are different.
Yeah. That's why we are now. I said that what I said because this is Vajrayana prayer. So how, if you want to pray, you should be learn my article. Then understanding. Then after that, if you want to learn more, then please let me know what I can do for you. Of course, I will help you. This is I'm sorry, brother. So anyway, this is I think only pray.
Gentlemen, have something to say?
As a Theravada monks here, it's quite difficult to understand their practice, but because Vajrayana, technically their main practice is tantric practice. Yeah. So for most of us Theravada here were not able to really understand it that much. But even though with that said, it has the Thai forest tradition, we also like to use Buddho. It's the same, it's a samatha practice. It's a tranquility practice. What's the result of samatha practice? Tranquility. What is developed? The mind is developed. What is abandoned? Passion is abandoned. Yeah.
From the religion, from the how to practice, from the perspective of the practice in Buddhism, but we can practice for one target, for same target is for being free from suffering. It is most important for all Buddhists to go to this target, one target, to be free from suffering. And this is my view. Yeah, continue for me. For this title, I can conclude about the new technical term from the Tibetan Buddhist monk, Garavat Sili. He presents about Naindro. Naindro, that is the new technical term from Vajrayana Buddhism. There are many sections of Buddhism, such as Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, in the cover about the region of China, Japan, but Tibet is the Vajrayana section of Buddhism. But in Theravada Buddhism, around Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, it is Theravada Buddhism. Even though it is different, but there is a diversity of people, but we can practice in Naindro. And then Naindro, as I conclude about this topic, topic, I can conclude about Vajrayana Buddhism, about Buddhist practice, some way of Buddhist practice that Tibetan Buddhists can practice in their daily life. Especially mindfulness, the manuscript present systematic exposition of Naindra as one mentioned foundational practice. While the subject matter is well established, the paper contributes mainly through clear compilation. And now I would like to conclude about what is the Naindra. Naindra is this new technical term in Buddhism, especially in this site about the meaning of Naindra. What is the Naindra? Naindra is the structure follow the traditional sequence of common and uncommon practice while coherent. The paper which benefit from clearer separation between analytical discussion and visual text presentation of all Buddhists in Tibet. For practice some ritual, but they practice themselves for one target, to be free from suffering. This is the main idea of this Naindra. Thank you very much for me.
Okay, thank you. Next, Dr. Janakian, please.
That I have my experience when I was in France. They asked me, my friend, you are Buddhist? Yes. So you tell me about Dalai Lama, about Buddhism and Mahayana. I have no idea. So you take this book and you read it, something like that. That is the first time. And the second time is like in Thailand, when you, as a language teacher, you took the student to the ancient place, the Khmer Chateau, something like that, the castle. So they said all the time that this place, Suvarnabhumi, this land, before we have the Brahmanism, and then we have the Buddhism of what we call Mahayana. First one, and then we changed into the Theravada, something like that. So in the time of King Chaivaraman, the seventh something. So and they mentioned about Vajrayana. Mahayana made me confused Vajrayana too, something like that. So in France or here, the first time I I participate in the Catholic Church. They did the praying, the chanting, and I had a chance to listen to the Tibetan chanting, and certainly the Buddhist Theravada chanting. As for me, the sound seems very resonant, and the sounds gave me what we call spiritual development, and the heart, the psychological. It makes me think of peaceful, something peaceful, and think of everything in our mind. What do we do, and then do the good deed, and avoid the bad deed, and have to purify the mind, and take what is good from this religion, from this belief, something like that. So this is a good chance for me today to have a chance to listen to what Long Po just did the chanting in Tibetan. That is good for me too. Thank you very much.
Sadhu, thank you so much for.
First of all, I pay homage to Buddha, the Enlightened One, most venerable monks, distinguished experts, participants, brothers and sisters in the Dharma. So as far as PowerPoint presentation is concerned, even I did not prepare it. So my Bhutanese brother, I am with you. So the topic, this is with regard to Vedana and Upasana. Of course, this is part of Satipatthana. We have this four: Kayana Upasana, Vedana Upasana, Chittana Upasana, and Dhamma Upasana. So Vedana here means you use it as a feeling, and sometimes we use it as sensations also. So the study of Vedana Upasana in 21st century, we need to carefully understand the true teachings of Buddha, which have been prevalent in India, that is Bharat, for almost 2,600 years, and have been carried by noble, venerable masters, teachers, practitioners from one generation to another. Like India, this started with Buddha, yeah, and then the Arahants, they continued. We lost it. Then again, we got it through Chandamani Bhante from Burma, and then recently Goenka's tradition, who established this meditation centers. So through lineage of who comes from the lady side of tradition, as he says. So that is how it has come up to here. To dwell into the aspect of meditation, we need to understand its functions as mentioned in the Buddhist canonical texts. Now here, what I sense, that is sensation, sense and feeling should be considered as synonymous. What I sense, that is, and what I do not sense, that is not. This is the common sense of all people. Yeah, what we feel, that is, and what we don't feel, that is not there. This is how we understand. Sensations are an important part of life. The body exists because one senses the body. Pain exists because one senses the pain. Pleasure exists because one senses pleasure. Hence the general understanding that I sense, therefore I am, looks as if it is absolutely correct. So what you feel, that only is correct for you. And similarly, as far as this ego is concerned, I, me, mine, this is how you feel, and therefore there is a strong feeling of I, me and mine. This in turn leads to all other negativities like ego, pride, selfishness, hatred, jealousy, and a false view of soul or Atma, that is a permanent entity. The Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka are these scholar works which we can go through, and it is explained in detail. Now, before that we have to go into this word Passana. We use Passana, then Anupassana and Vipassana. So what is the difference? We should try to understand. When you say Passana, it is just seeing, yeah, normal seeing. But when we say Anupassana, that means it is minute observation. Anu means, as if we translate English, it is atomic. Yeah? So minute observation. Or you can take it as a gradual observation. That is, you have Anupubbhe Katha, yeah? Gradual teaching. So gradual in the sense what? You observe things which are gross, then you go to the subtle, then subtler and the subtlest. So that's how we have to take here. So therefore, one can say that Vedana or feeling is synonymous with the sensations that are constantly arising and passing at the body level. Body sensation is a sensor of the mind and matter. Yeah. Now normally when we say sensation, we take it purely at the body level, and what is at the mental level, we call it as feeling. Yeah. So manasa, do manasa, as it's used in Satipatthana. So, but as for this Vedana Upasana, we consider that whatever mentally also you feel, that in turn creates some kind of biochemical reaction at the body level, and which you feel in the form of sensation, whether at the gross level or at the subtle level. Buddha, taking this very object of sensations as a basis for his teaching, taught his followers the science of sensations called Vedananupasana, also known as the observation of sensation, and thus led them on the path of Sila, Samadhi and Panya. He finally made them realize the ultimate truth of impermanence, suffering and no soul. Therefore, through this research on this intensive topic, we will be able to figure out why sensations play an important role in meditation, which can help liberate a human being through the 4 stages of Nibbana. that the Sotapanna Sagadagami Anagami Aham. So now, impermanence, this is more important to start with. Unless you understand or experience impermanence, it is very difficult to understand suffering. Normally suffering, when we say it is physical, accident or something emotionally upset, you take that as suffering. But here in Buddha's teaching of the Pali word suffering is the unsatisfactoriness. The nature of unsatisfactoriness is called suffering. So this impermanence gives us that feeling. So that which is impermanent is suffering. And that which is impermanent and suffering, how can we call it there is a permanent soul, I or me or mine? So that is how it should be related. Now the Buddha in the Diganaka Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, while explaining the doctrine to Adhyavesana, says, pleasant sensation Adhyavesana are impermanent, conditioned, dependently arising, subject to destruction, vanishing, fading away and ceasing. Painful sensations are also impermanent, conditioned, dependently arising, subject to destruction, vanishing, fading away and ceasing. Neither painful nor pleasant sensation too are impermanent, conditioned, dependently arising, subject to destruction, vanishing, fading away and ceasing. So when we say sensations or feelings, there are three kinds. Yeah? One is pleasant, the other one is unpleasant, and the third one is neutral. So therefore we say pleasant sensations are thrilling, unpleasant sensations are chilling, and neutral sensations are boring. And these very sensations we are rolling in. So, see, thus a well-taught noble disciple becomes disenchanted with pleasant sensations, disenchanted with painful sensations, disenchanted with neither painful nor pleasant sensations. Disenchanted, he becomes dispassionate. His mind is liberated through dispassion. When it is liberated, there comes the knowledge it is liberated. He understands the birth is destroyed, the holy life has been lived, and what has to be done has been done. There is no more coming into any state of being. He whose mind is liberated thus Adhyavesana sides with none and disputes with none. He employs the speech currently used in the world without adhering to it. So yes, we use I, me, mine, all these things. These are conventional and terms that are necessary in the conventional world. But he understands that this is not the truth. Now, just taking an antidote theory, modern human beings also suffer from three feelings. Just triple E, I am trying to compare that. And what are those? Excitement, entertainment, and exhaustion. This is kind of a Bermuda Triangle. You know, the Bermuda Triangle, whatever goes into that specific area, it sucks them down to the seabed. So that is how we have to take here. This triangle of triple E, this is excitement, entertainment, and exhaustion, can be equated to the mystical Bermuda Triangle, which pulls anything down to this seabed by its strange gravitational power. The same is true for this triple E triangles. First one by feeling various things gets excited, runs for them, and having entertained herself with it, sooner or later she gets exhausted and distorted. With an interval, this process of excitement, entertainment, and exhaustion starts again. This process is repeated throughout one's life until death. So to put it in another way, we are also in a kind of Bermuda Triangle. That is, through the sensations we see or experience many things, we get excited. Having got excited, we go for entertainment. And however nice the entertainment is, sooner or later you get exhausted. You say, now it is enough. But with the interval, again the same excitement, entertainment, and exhaustion. So this is a triangle thing that goes on repeating in our life. So Buddha, with his own effort and wisdom, discovered antidotes to these three evil E's. He thought Sila, Samadhi, Panya. So antidote for these three triple E's, or triple evils as we call, excitement, entertainment, and exhaustion. Buddha applied this antidote of Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. The antidote for excitement is Sila because it teaches restraint in body and speech. We restrain ourselves. So that is how it works as an antidote. This restraint is the direct and immediate way to counter excitement. The antidote for entertainment is Samadhi. Say, after all, everyone wants entertainment. And nowadays you see, people are coming to religion or spirituality also to find entertainment. That's why in the name of religion you find people are dancing, singing, listening to music. So everywhere people are trying to find entertainment even in the name of religion or spirituality. So the antidote for entertainment is samadhi. So if one enters samadhi and gains that peace and happiness, then he would not run finding entertainment outside. So that's what we have to see here. The antidote for entertainment is samadhi, because when compared to worldly entertainment with its evil consequences, samadhi is real happiness with no evil consequences. The antidote for exhaustion and distortion is panya, which gives the right understanding and bliss, sought by suffering and exhausted humans, and is born out of thorough understanding of anicca, dukkha and anatta. So therefore the real way to get out of this world of triple is sila, samadhi and panya, which is nothing but the noble eightfold path. Now taking the Paticca Samadhi, everyone you know, it starts with the avidya, pacha, sankara, pacha, union and all. But to relate with the Veda Anupasana, I would be more specific to that point, because going in detail it will take much time. Now as our brother Bernard D'Amico was telling, aging, disease and death, how to get rid of it, get rid of birth. So the question is how to get rid of birth. That is another question. So where is the link that we have to break? And that should be done while living, not after death, right? So this chain is there, right, starting from, okay. The question now is how to observe impermanence of sensations. Vedana sensation in Paticca Samadhi is explained as follows. Vedana pacha tanha. From here we have to relate Vedana with the tanha. Because Buddha says the cause of suffering is what? Tanha. Yayam tanha puno bhavika nandi ragasagata tatra tatra vinandini seyatidam kama tanha bhavatanha vibhavatana. 3 types of tanha. So the real cause of suffering, if you look from the 4 noble truths, it is tanha. So tanha has to be given, give up craving. This is what we keep on telling. All the discourses are based on giving up craving. But how do you give up this craving? So here, this Vedananupasana helps. That's why we focus on Vedananupasana. Now this craving arises at the level of Vedana. Yeah? Pleasant sensation. Yeah? If you have pleasant, then you start craving. And then unpleasant sensations, there is aversion. That's also kind of craving. Right? Neutral sensation, oh boring, so get rid of it. That's also kind of craving. So, whatever sensations you are feeling, it is there that this craving is arising. So that link we have to catch hold of. Where the craving is arising? Because of the Vedana. And Vedana you cannot stop. Right? So only thing is to transcend the Vedana. How do you transcend? To observe objectively with equanimity. And of course, intellectually you may appreciate or you may not appreciate. But putting into practice is more important. So when the pain arises, how do you observe? You should have patience. It's a gradual training. And at the same time, you should not have aversion towards it. So how to maintain equanimity, upekha. So this is where the Vedana or Anupasana is of much importance, because all the time you are feeling some or other Vedana. Even the mental thoughts are creating Vedana. So that's why it is said Vedana Samasarana Sabhaya Dhamma. So all the experiences are joined into Vedana. So it is here that we have to work. Of course, there are other like Kayanupasana, Chitrana, Dhammanupasana, but they also merge in Vedana. That is what I want to say. Now, unlocking the theory through meditation. To get out of the pain, one has to work towards gaining Vedananupasana training to experience liberating happiness. So that is the real way of attaining what we call liberating happiness, or what we call Nibbana. So here, Vedana is felt on the body, but it is part of the mind. If you say Panchaskandha, now Vedana comes in the mind. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vinyana. Thus, it is observation means the observation of the mind and matter phenomena. So when you are observing Vedana, it is not just observing the bodily sensation, but it is also a way of observing your mind because it is reactive. In Vedana training, one learns to observe all sensations with equanimity and an understanding of anicca at the level of body sensations. Now that which is impermanent is suffering and that which is suffering is no self. Therefore, when the Vedana are understood properly and one develops detachment and equanimity towards them, it leads to cessation of the entire mass of suffering. Now if you take the Samyutta Nikaya, the Buddha says eradicate the latent tendency of craving for pleasant sensations, eradicate the latent tendency of aversion to unpleasant sensations, eradicate the latent tendency of ignorance towards the neutral sensations. Buddha has very well explained that through anicca the fact of anatta and how divisive are the feelings of I, self, ego, etc. These feelings, when misapprehended, develops a false view, thereby leading to greed, hatred, and delusion. So mindfulness is a cornerstone of Vipassana meditation. It is important for reducing stress and improving mental health. So it is not only attaining Nibbana, but while living, what you need is mental health. That is much more important than the physical health. So here, since the individual can learn to observe these inner experiences without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. This mindful approach allows practitioners to manage stress and emotional challenges better, thereby improving mental health and well-being. Of course, then once we talk of this Paticcasamuppada and this and that, then if there is no sense, then who is getting this karma effect and all, this question arises. So most of them people ask, okay, if there is no I, and then who is the one who is making karma and then suffering the consequences of the karma, the vipaka? Yeah. So here Buddha in the answer said, I have taught you, O bhikkhus, to seek conditionality everywhere in all things, that is, imasmim sati idam hoti, when this is, that is, imas utpado idam uppajati, this arising, that arises, imasmim asati idam na hoti, when this is not, that is not, imasa nirodha idam nirucchati, this ceasing, that ceases. So it is all dependent origination of arising. Now coming to some scholars, especially Albert Einstein, as we see, here there is a statement about him saying that the religion in the future will be a cosmic religion. It should transcend the personal God and avoid dogma and theology, covering both the natural and the spiritual. It should be based on a religious sense arising from the experience of all things, natural and spiritual, as a meaningful whole answers this description. Thus, it should be further understood that although Vedana is part of mind, it is felt and firmly rooted in Kaya, which we have already discussed. Now, untangling Vedana through meditation practice. Now, moreover, the terms somanasa, domanasa are used for pleasant and unpleasant mental feelings. This is when we come to jhana, we are talking about it. Sukha and dukkha are used in the specific sense of pleasant and unpleasant bodily feelings, all sensations. It is noteworthy that the practice of samadhi, somanasa and domanasa mental feelings disappear in the third jhana. But the sukha and dukkha bodily feelings, called sensation, disappear only in the fourth jhana. Adukkham, asukha, neither pleasant nor pleasant sensation remain even in the fourth jhana. So therefore, rooted in the sensations or feeling is very much important. From this, one may logically conclude that bodily sensation gives us a stronger and more continuous hold on reality and thus on the root cause of tanha. Through gradual training, one can clearly comprehend sensations as they are always readily accessible, thereby offering a tangible tool to attain one's own liberation. Giving up the extremes of over-understanding, Vedana established one's in proper understanding. Now, coming here, this term, understanding is very interesting, English word. Understanding. We are either understanding or overstanding, but we never have proper standing. So this proper standing is what we call middle path. Understanding is one extreme and overstanding is another extreme. So I think the middle path is proper standing. Yeah. So this path is a true art of living, which one should start living. This is a non-sectarian nature. People from all classes, caste, religions, regions are able to get much benefit from this universal application. So one should understand this Buddhism is not just for Buddhists. Because when Buddha was teaching, there were no Buddhists there. He was teaching to human beings who were suffering. So therefore, now of course in conventional terms we use whatever Buddha thought, that is Buddhism. But that doesn't mean that Buddha's teaching applies only to Buddhists. It applies to all human beings who are suffering and who want to get rid of suffering. Everyone across the world practices meditation as taught by the Buddha through the Tripitaka and implements in daily life. The world will be a place to live in harmony among every individuals across the globe and help each other to progress on the path of liberation and develop the feeling of metta, karuna, mudita and upekkha, the four Brahma Viharas, among individuals globally as the world needs the Buddha through peace and not through war. So whether it be between Thailand and Cambodia or it will be Ukraine and Russia, everywhere we need peace. It was so in the past, it is so in the present, and it will be so in the future till we attain Nibbana. Nibbana is the real peace. So with that I would like to conclude. Thank you for your rapt attention.
Thank you so much for the
Article study of Vedana-nupassana. Vedana-nupassana is one of Satipatthana, four Satipatthana. This is the way for make understanding in this Satipatthana. We have to practice meditation. We cannot understand by remember by reciting, but we have to make meditation for make our mind to one point that to be meditation and find what is the three characteristics of what the Buddha taught, such as anicca, impermanent. What is the meaning of impermanent? What is the meaning of suffering, dukkha? And what is the meaning of non-self, anatta? This can make our mistaken about this reality if we cannot make meditation. And Vedana-nupassana, this is one of four Satipatthana. There are many ways to study this Satipatthana by six sense, by eye, by ear, by nose, by body, and by our mind. We can receive the sensation from six sense, but we cannot consider about what is the perspective of this sense, what is the perspective of Vedana-nupassana. But we have to follow, to consider and recollect, to make understanding in the natural way of these six sense. So we have to make meditation for make understanding this topic today. And I would like to thank you, the Vidayana Gita Mahadira, the author, to classify about what is the meaning from the Vedana-nupassana, from the Vinaya Pitaka, from the Sutta Pitaka, and from the Abhidhamma Pitaka. That is divided into three Pitaka, and it is the difference from the meaning of Vedana-nupassana. But all people, if we need the comment from our insight of mind, we have to make meditation to consider this Vedana-nupassana Satipatthana. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So from next one, I would like to request Dr. Chergian, please.
Talking about meditation, it makes me think of the Magga, the eightfold path. In the eighth subject of Magga, we have the Sila, we have the meditation, the concentration, and in the concentration, that is very important for us about the meditation. And in the meditation, we have to use everything to give it to the supreme objective. Like Venerable say, we could not understand or hyperstand or overstand. We should have a proper stand. So for me, it's about this. It's a kind of profound information to study, but not so hard to understand. I think that most of you practice meditation, and this is what I said in the beginning. For people of aging, as I met them, some of them do not practice meditation, and they practice telephonic meditation, something like that. So maybe that make them sleepless, and sickness will come after. My idea is that how we can convince them that chanting meditation will be good for their health and for their mind. So that is what I am thinking of in the future about meditation. Maybe we can do a lot of meditation, reading meditation, walking meditation, singing meditation, or something like that in the future. Talking about this, I would like to invite Venerable Felix to share an idea of meditation. Venerable, would like to invite you, please.
Sorry. Just on the topic of your article, I think it's a very vital piece of teaching that to wisely consider how we react to certain things, to the pleasant, the unpleasant, neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Just from recent, the past few months, I've been dealing with some nerve pain, just quite painful, quite severe, and I think in the past the reaction would have been quite bad, but knowing the teachings, it was a lot easier to deal with it, because as we might know, the sensation of the body is one thing, the reaction of the mind is another, and at that point, with proper mindfulness, with proper awareness, we can put a stop to this second, the real problem arising, where the mind starts to fight against the world as it is. Because we cannot prevent aging, sickness, old age, but we can, properly educating ourselves, we can find a way to live in harmony with these things and realize these are part of life, and find a way to, through meditation and through practice, to coexist.
Yeah, that is. Sometimes the devotees come and say, Bhante, we do so much of meritorious deeds. We do dana, we practice upasadana, and yet we have so much of suffering. So there is a kind of misunderstanding that people think that if we do these meritorious acts, we should not have any kind of suffering. But that is a wrong understanding. And people sometimes say, if we that cannot remove suffering, then what is the need for Dhamma? So Dhamma is not there so that they would not be suffering. It is not for that. Dhamma is to make you train so that you can face suffering. Yeah, first you have to learn to face suffering, then the second stage is to eliminate suffering. People directly want to eliminate suffering. So that attitude is wrong, because Buddha said, Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, vyadhi pi dukkha, marana pi dukkha, appehi sampayogo dukkha, piyehi vipayogo dukkha, yam picham halapati tampi dukkha. Sankittena panchupadana, the five aggregates affected by clinging is suffering. And this is bound to be there till death. So that suffering is not something at the physical level that you have to remove, it is something at the mental level, the attitude that you have to develop. And Dhamma helps you to develop that attitude, the attitude of impermanence, looking at things with impermanence. Because once you observe that things rise and fall away, that experientially, when you know, then the next time when the pain comes, your attitude, oh, this is going to pass away. So that makes you more relaxed. It doesn't make you more tense. That is the advantage. But it is purely a practice. Theoretically, we cannot appreciate this.
Okay, thank you. Maybe the last scholar, please.
Last questions.
Perfectly. Just one question from me. Who is the founders of Triple E theory?
This is my own theory. Just to correlate, I created this. Just I got that Bermuda Triangle and then I thought, okay, why not? So
every time meet you, so I got many concepts, short to say and easy to understand. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful topics about that. And also, I just saw something in your topics is related to some ideas related to Western philosopher, I think, René Descartes. Because I'm here, because I'm thinking, so I'm here. Like this, so related to your article. So this is a philosopher just I think it's in the 20th century. Just the new one, but his idea is quite important in the philosophers now. I think it belongs to leadership. Maybe this idea they get from the Buddhism. I'm not sure about that. Okay, thank you so much. And wonderful paper. Thank you. And the next topics we have one lady from Central Kalimantan. Maridian. He is the Buddhist community advisor of Central Kalimantan Province, Indonesia, on the topic the
Yang Mulia Ajan, Bante, Lama, Leji, Bapak Ibu, mahasiswa, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha, Om Mani Padme Hum. Perkenalkan, saya Partio, pembimbing masyarakat Buddha Provinsi Kalimantan Tengah. Mohon maaf, artikel pakai bahasa Indonesia dan presentasi pakai bahasa Indonesia. Apabila ada penulisan yang kurang pas, mohon maaf, izin pakai bahasa Indonesia. Karena saya bukan praktisi pendidikan, tapi saya seorang upasika yang ditugaskan negara memimpin umat Buddha di Kalimantan Tengah selama 8 tahun dan satu-satunya menjadi pemimpin perempuan di Indonesia. Hari ini saya akan presentasi tentang implementasi falsafah Huma Betam dalam merawat bumi, menjaga sada umat Buddha di Tambun Bungai, Kalimantan Tengah. Profil saya Partiem, tempat tanggal lahir Semarang 26 November. Oke, mohon maaf ganti. Saya Partiem, tempat tanggal lahir Semarang 26 November 74, pembimbing masyarakat Buddha Provinsi Kalimantan Tengah. Kalimantan Tengah, provinsi yang lebih lekat dengan hutan. Ada 5 agama Buddha 2.993 jiwa. Kondisi Kalimantan Tengah saat ini, kerusakan ekosistem, kebakaran hutan, penurunan populasi, krisis ekologi. Dalam Buddhis, semua adalah paticca samuppada, semua saling ketergantungan. Kondisi kerusakan lingkungan adalah sebab dan akibat. Kita sebagai umat Buddha diajarkan untuk praktek dharma sesuai dengan Dhammapada Syair 49. Begitu pula pada saat kita merawat bumi di Kalimantan Tengah berpedoman pada Sutta Wanaropa Sutta Samyutta Nikaya 147. Di Kalimantan Tengah ada 5 mazhab. Majelis Budayana Indonesia tahun berdiri 2008, hampir sama dengan Majelis Pandita Buddha Maitreya, Majelis Agama Buddha Theravada Indonesia, Majelis Ikuan Tao, Majelis Mahayana Indonesia. Organisasi wanita Buddhis Indonesia, Persatuan Dharma Wanita Buddha Maitreya Indonesia, Permata Bumi, Wanita Agama Buddha Theravada Indonesia, Wandani. Rumah Ibadah Agama Buddha di Kalimantan Tengah 17, 2 Cetia, 15 Wihara se-Kalimantan Tengah, dengan jarak yang jauh sampai Sukamara 650 kilo. Ganti 650 kilo. Bagaimana peran umat Buddha terhadap pelestarian merawat bumi? Karena kami tinggal di Kalimantan, ada satu filosofi Huma Betang. Huma Betang adalah hanya simbol rumah sebagai simbol kerukunan, moderasi. Meskipun di Kalimantan Tengah ada berbagai mazhab, berbagai majelis, kita bersatu sebagai praktek dharma, bukan secara teori saja, Bante. Huma Betang, warisan budaya leluhur suku Dayak, simbol identitas dan makna toleransi, penghormatan terhadap semua makhluk, hubungan harmonis dengan alam dan kebijaksanaan, wisdom, keseimbangan spiritual, keberlanjutan kehidupan, kesadaran ekologi. Relevansi Huma Betang dan Buddha Dharma, semangat gotong royong, penghormatan multikultur, solusi konflik, dan inspirasi pembangunan. Ini adalah peran umat Buddha di Kalimantan dalam merawat bumi dengan melaksanakan fungsi ekoteologi, ekowihara, sucita dana. Famsen ini dilaksanakan oleh umat Buddha dari berbagai majelis tanpa memilih Theravada, Mahayana, tetapi kolaborasi semua umat Buddha yang ada di Kalimantan Tengah. Gerakan ekoteologi yang bekerja sama dengan pemerintah dilaksanakan oleh umat Buddha dan dibantu, disupport oleh pengurus majelis dan lembaga. Ekoteologi dan eko-wihara dengan gerakan eko-engine, memilah sampah organik yang bisa dipakai untuk masyarakat. Sampah menjadi berkah kebijaksanaan dengan menghargai sumber daya manusia, menumbuhkan kebijaksanaan dan berkontribusi pada karma baik. Kami selalu berpedoman pada saat memilah sampah, mengingat dharma dari Master Cheng Yin. Gunakan tangan mengambil sampah, menyapu jalan dan mendaur ulang. Kami dapat mengubah barang menjadi emas dan mengubah sampah menjadi emas, ya, dengan penuh kasih sayang, welas asih. Ini pelaksanaan praktek Dharma Suci Tadana, bersih-bersih wihara dengan kebersamaan. Umat Buddha di Kalimantan Tengah sebagai bentuk agen moderasi. Meskipun beda majelis, kita tetap bersama dalam doa bersama, bakti sosial, bakti leluhur, dan lintas agama. Kami contohkan satu, mohon maaf Mr. Waratet, pada bulan April datang ke Kalimantan bersama Bante Tawe. Ini adalah contoh, ini nggak bisa dibuka ya videonya. Ini adalah kita bersama Famsen di sungai, berbagai majelis, namun doa, baca sutra Mahayana dan parita secara Theravada. Kami tidak pernah mempermasalahkan antara Theravada, Mahayana maupun Maitreya. Kami bersatu untuk membangun umat Buddha di Kalimantan. Meskipun umat Buddha di Kalimantan sedikit, tetapi jaraknya jauh. Paling jauh 650 km, Palangka, Sukamara. Ini yang dipimpin oleh Yang Mulia Bante, Yang Mulia Suhu Duta Guna. Ini yang dipimpin oleh Ben Wi Abayu Theravada. Ini adalah satu contoh praktek dharma kami mengajarkan kepada umat wihara Mahayana. Namun yang berkhotbah Dhamma Desana Yang Mulia Bante Ben Abayu dari Theravada. Kami tidak pernah membedakan kondisi umat. Kami melaksanakan bakti sosial kepada masyarakat umum tanpa membedakan suku, ras, dan agama. Dari Wandani, ormas masyarakat Buddhis, dari lintas iman. Ini sebagai contoh-contoh bahwa kebersamaan kami di Kalimantan Tengah. Jadi refleksi kami sebagai pimpinan umat Buddha di Kalimantan Tengah, kami hanya praktek Dharma. Praktek Dharma yang kami sampaikan kepada umat Buddha sehingga umat Buddha tenang, damai, dan harmoni meskipun kami berbeda mazhab maupun majelis. Terima kasih. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha, Om Mani Padme Hum.
Sadhu. Terima kasih.
First, I pay my respect to the Venerable Rajan, Rama, and Meiji here, and also good afternoon to all the experts and participants. So I will try to explain as I can. So my name is from the Central Kalimantan and the leader of Buddhist Association in Central Kalimantan. And this article talking about Central Kalimantan is rich in cultural tradition and home to diverse population. And over the past 8 years, Buddhism has developed in there, marked by the increased number of the Vihara, Chettiya, Buddhist Council and women organization. But in Kalimantan, it's more like a forest, and at 2014, 2015, and 2019, they have a disaster like deforestation and land fires. So the disaster made some impact to the public health, and this even raised awareness among the people of Central Kalimantan, including the Buddhism. In response, the Buddhist community make some environment event like releasing the fish, the bird, planting some tree, and doing some social work, cleaning the environment. And one of the main point of the article is the human betang. Human betang is a traditional house from Kalimantan, especially the Central Kalimantan. The human betang philosophy emphasizes harmony, togetherness, and respect for the nature. This value aligns closely with Buddhist teaching that care of all living beings and environmental responsibility. This integration strengthens the sadha or faith of Buddhists in practicing the Dhamma. Through cooperation and mutual respect, Buddhists in Central Kalimantan also act as agents of religious moderation and tolerance, living harmoniously despite difference in tradition or council. That's all. Thank you.
Terima kasih, Caca. Ini adalah artikel yang bagus. Thank you. Okay, how about
yes, I have to. Just stop kidding. 1 minute. First, in Thailand, we have 5 family language. The first one is Thai Gadai, it's about Thai. And the second one is Mon Khmer, about the language of Vietnam, the language of Cambodia, and in Thailand too. And the third one is Tibeto-Burman. And the fourth one is Meo Yao. The third one, or the fifth one is Malay. It's very interesting for me to hear today here in Thailand and in Khon Kaen in BU about the Malay language. I would like to convince you that it is very easy to learn this language, but I have no experience. So talking about this model of the what is the topic? The Kuma Betang philosophy. That is good. This is what we call the active plan, active doing. Because I have a sentence that tell me what you did what you do, and I will tell who you are. So this is the active plan of doing this for the proper place. Because in Indonesia, we know that the forest is dense, is very important, and how to make people gather, to work together under this philosophy, preserving the land, the earth, help the earth, and the earth will help you. So we see that now the problem of environment happen everywhere in the world. So if we do the preservation like this, that will be great. While listening, I don't understand, but I'm thinking of Thai model, Thai philosophy of Bawon. In Thai we have Ban, Wat, Rongrian, house and temple and school. This is in the village, and we unite together. And the role of temple, it means that Buddhism is very important from the past till the present time. So if we or the government or everybody just come back and focus on this philosophy, that will be great for preserving the environment. So I would like to say that this is the good application for you, and keep doing. And next year, come back to report us about what you have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharon Kier. So the second is Prabhu Prachotiwat, please.
So no comments from me, but just one question. People come to do the activities by their awareness or their agreements in the organization. People come to do activity together by their awareness to collaborate, or they belong to agreements of society or organizations.
Sukarela karena sudah praktik dharma. Di Kalimantan Tengah masih kurang untuk teori, lebih banyak ke praktek. Jadi kami sebagai pimpinan bukan hanya seperti pimpinan lain datang sambutan atau memberi teori-teori, tidak Bante. Seperti contoh kebaktian, parita, sutra, ada yang taruh di lantai Bante. Kami menyarankan sebagai seorang Buddhis, ada rasa kurang pas menghargai dharma. Jadi saya ambil, taruh di atas tas, dan kami sarankan untuk membeli meja untuk taruh parita atau sutra. Jadi dari pendekatan hati mereka sukarela, jadi tanpa ada perjanjian.
May I say that the people come by their own wanting, so like because for example, if there one event, they lead to the temple, and then the people will know, oh, at the time we'll have this event, and they will come by themselves. Because according to Madam, in Kalimantan, they learn about practicing Dhamma more than the theory. So like, they more practice than theory. For example, one time at the temple, Madam see like the Buddhist book is in the floor, at the floor, and she feels like it's not proper if the Buddhist book at the floor. So she recommends to buy some table for the Buddhist book.
Okay, thank you. That is real philosophy.
Yes, real life, real experience. So the last one, Scroller. please.
Let me make for more information about this paper because he present which the Kalimantan language. And after I have realized about this paper, I can conclude about this paper can try classify about the relevance or the similarity of two philosophy. The first philosophy, human Vedanta philosophy and Buddhist philosophy. It is the relevance of two philosophy that can reflect one target of peace according to the teaching of the Buddha, such as the unity, the equality, the conservation, the peaceful coexistence, and respect for nature. It is the way of life can reflect from this human Vedanta philosophy that related with the Buddhist philosophy, especially from the principle of Buddhism in the principle of Paticcasamuppada. Paticcasamuppada, dependent origination, such as loving kindness. We can cultivate the metta from inside our mind by cultivate the loving kindness, and we can create the principle of ahimsa or non-violence to all people, and we can create the right views samadhi from inside our mind by this human Vedanta philosophy. And now, Viyapayo, who is the teacher from Isan campus, he is in this room. Could you remember him? Yeah. This is Theravada Buddhist monk come to visit you last year at Kalimantan Island. Another of this paper, I would like to conclusion about this review. The application is two-way, conceptual and practical significance from this paper. But although the article has limitation in terms of theoretical framework and depth of analysis, but it clearly demonstrates the role of Buddhism as a moral resource for environmental stewardship and peaceful coexistence in contemporary society. Thank you very much.
Anumodhana. Terima kasih. Om Namo Buddhaya. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I pay homage to Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My name is Sawara. I live in you. I'm from Myanmar. Today, we are exploring the popular of Buddhist philosophy, study of Samphara Dukkha from Vipassana perspective. While the word Dukkha sounds pessimistic, this study is about the path between the separation. We will move beyond the common idea of the brain can understand the existential reality of conditioned existence. To begin this journey, firstly, let's look at how we define foundational analysis. The first noble truth is often misunderstood, pessimistic outlook. However, as the article highlights, this is clinical or emotional analysis. When we understand the word Dukkha intellectually, we can remove the suffering. When we can understand the what don't come intellectually, the articles force or apprehension requires vipassana. Primary meditative tools for deconstructing human experience into its moving parts. But what exactly does the what don't come imply, etymologically speaking? According to Visuddhi Magga, the what don't come is compound, do and come. Do means disagreeable, detachable, reflexive, and hateful. Calm means emptiness, having nothing or space. Its emptiness is disagreeable or detachable because they are unstable or impermanent. Its emptiness because they lack solid, permanent, or self. But we mistake the aggregate such as body, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. And we saw attachment. When we attach in something, we create our own future distress. This definition seems to so broad for those they are unfamiliar with Vaticana. That's why it's explained by these three stages of suffering. Not all suffering looks the same. The first one is dukkha. It's obvious physical and mental suffering. The second one is Viparinama dukkha. It's a suffering that consists or hides in changing. Even happiness also includes this kind of suffering. The third one is Sankhara dukkha. The third one is Sankhara dukkha. It's the most subtle. It's the inherent unsatisfactoriness that conditions the phenomena. Now we know what it is. We must ask, how goes it? The article identifies the second noble truth, namely dukkha samudaya. Delight is the root of suffering. It refers to the clinging of or attachment. When we delight in temporary sense object, we create very conditions for our own future distress. To see this logic in action, let's look at the practical example from the Pali Canon. In the Bhattaraka Sutta, the Buddha showed the village leader Bhattaraka that his wife is directly tied his affection. He doesn't grieve for stranger, only for those he delights in. This proves that suffering is not caused by external event, but by the glue of our own attachment. No attachment, no suffering. This attachment gives that one tasaken. That includes 12 types of severe suffering. From the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, we see lists ranging from part and 18 that not to get what one wants. The article reminds that that aging is silent doer. It steals our youth and strength every hour. Ultimately, all types are summarized as per aggregates subject to change. Recognizing this trend is the first step. But how do we escape it? The cure is the post-novel truth. The post-novel truth. Novel import path. The article categorized them into three groups: morality, concentration, and wisdom. Why all are necessary? The article emphasized that wisdom is a difficult for finally separate the root of suffering. Wisdom begins with the mindfulness. Secondly, the Buddha taught 7 areas of awareness, from walking, looking, to simply lying down. By maintaining clear comprehension in these daily acts, we build the mental power needed to see the true nature of reality. Without building any mindfulness, there will arise no wisdom. This wisdom allows us to move through specific stages of letting go. Liberation is gradually peeling away. First, we let go of external possessions. Second, we let go of clinging to loved ones. Finally, we let go of semi-attachment to our own body and mind. When this last attachment is severed, suffering has no place to land. In regard to this, some may be confused because without attachment, how do we take care of our family, our friends, and so on? Here the Buddha taught to abandon attachment, no family, no friends, no property. Instead of attachment, we take care of our family, our friends, our society with mindfulness, samasthic joy, and so on. Attachment is a wholesome mental state. It is associated with unwholesome consciousness. This unwholesome consciousness, unwholesome mental state produce a desirable situation, condition, result. Because of this, the Buddha abandoned attachment. Loving kindness, samasthic joy, these are wholesome mental state. They associate with wholesome consciousness. This wholesome consciousness and wholesome mental state produce good condition. Pleasant situation. Because of this, instead of attachment, the Buddha take care of our family, our society with mindfulness or equanimity and so on. To the final conclusion. In conclusion, this study shows that dukkha is not philosophical mystery, but a reality to be directly observed. Through vipassana, we move from the intellectual knowledge to direct seeing, yatha buddha jnana dasana. By understanding the root of suffering, the root of attachment, we can systematically dismantle the mechanism of suffering and enjoy the highest happiness called Nibbana. Thank you for your attention.
There's just too much in there. Thank you so much for your presentation. Okay, this is the last topic, so it's about the suffering also. So from now, I would like to invite Venerable Virojano, please.
For this last paper in this afternoon, I would like to share out my comments on this topic, especially the topic on the study of dukkha or suffering from vipassana perspective. Firstly, this paper, there is objective of this article on if we would like to consider or make understand for the suffering of dukkha, we have to make meditation by, especially by vipassana meditation. This article aims to demonstrate that genuine realization of dukkha constitutes the fundamental basis for liberation, basic for liberation. And another comment about the limitation of this article. The article lacks a clearly defined theoretical or analytical framework. We have to add about more information in the definition that clearly. And next, there is no comparison with other perspectives, such as Mahayana Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism. If there are many different from various reference, we can make this understanding for this. And the work is more instructional or doctrinal in nature than analytical research. The number of reference used is rather limited for this presentation. Then make a lack of the confidence from this paper. And now the conclusion of the review study of dukkha from vipassana. This is one of three characteristics of existence in Buddhism, but we take it for one thing from the characteristic to explain about the character, the manner of the dukkha and or suffering. But we have know how to make us free from suffering. And if we would like to know how to make the best way for free from suffering, we have to study in another reference, especially although it has a certain academic limitation regarding, and if we need deep of analysis, we can, it clearly demonstrates the role of Buddhism as a moral resource for environmental stewardship and peaceful coexistence, and the path leading to its cessation is a clear and meaningful manner. It is for more made in this paper. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you. So next, I would like to request Dr. Chalakya, please.
About this article, it is very interesting, and when I read this article, this is good because as what I call the outsider, it means that I have no idea about the detail about this. I'm trying to understand Yes, Venerable divided the topic. First, suffering can be divided into three types. The first one is suffering. That could be subdivided into mental and physical sufferings. And the second one is the suffering due to the change. Okay, and the third one is the suffering due to the condition. I call condition sufferings. So that is good. And then I'm trying to understand this and this and this until I reach the topic of vipassana. What is it? And it seems that, okay, Venerable explained about sufferings a lot. But for vipassana, what is it? What is it? I'm trying to understand this in detail. And then I'm thinking of giving more examples, more clarification, something like that. Because right now, to tell the truth, I am the detective, not for everything, detective of everything that I want to know. For example, when I read the topic of this, what is suffering? And when Venerable say that it is ordinary suffering, what is it? I'm trying to look for this detail, and this. So it's like I want to know. And if we think of ourselves, it means that Venerable will tell suffering is suffering. But if we think of the other people, what is it? The very hard topic for us is that how to explain, how to tell outsider people to understand this. We have to think of this and then try to explain. For example, when Venerable say about the 12 things, and then what are they? When I read, what are they? When Venerable explain about the manga, okay, we have right speech, something, action, right action, something that okay, and we can explain more than that and give examples. Maybe we can give examples of comparison, metaphor, simile, or something that will enhance people to know more and understand this. So in my opinion, we separate into two parts, the theory and the doing, or something that can help people in every kind of people to understand this. That is my point of view. But in fact, it is good article for me to understand, to know everything. As I told you that in the beginning, that this is the chapter of the fourth noble truth. And very happy to read all the time and then to understand this. But what I lack, what this article lack, what I want more and more and more, something like that. So that is my point of view about everything in this room. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharkir, for your comments. So the last ones, the last caller, please, Kru Chotipa.
Respect to the presenter. So from Ajahn Chalermkiat, he says, I think we got a lot of knowledge from text or discourse of Buddha teaching. But one, I want you to share, what are your suffering now? Can you tell me what are you suffering now?
No suffering is exciting. Exciting means pleasant or unpleasant. And because connected with the mind, adhika, and who could like or dislike, I'm excited.
Thank you.
Now the time is run to be the last section. So every scholars now here we are listening to the article, 6 articles today. So it's very wonderful and very valuable article today. Different country, different ideas, and also maybe the same idea but different idea about your article is very valuable today. So we hope that everything will be good today. We have talked a little bit about if someone has some ideas to share or some suggestion to share about this, please feel free to ask the presentators. And also we have Anista, and also we have Dr. You have something to say or not? If someone have to ask any question, please. Okay. Oh, Peter.
Thank you. I just wanted to comment on karma or kamma, because Ajahn Dhammiko, Ajahn Bernard talked about one of the chants that we do in here, and I'm very, very fond of the chants that are in this booklet, and I'm very, very fond of one particular chant which Ajahn Bernard mentioned, and that is where we say Jara Damomi Jaranganatito Raumi Kwamge Pendamfada Jalupun Kwamge Pamedai. In this chant we also chant Kamma Sakomi, Kamma Dayado, Kamma Yoni, Kamma Bandu, Kamma Patisarano, Raumi Kwam Raumi Kam Benkong Kongton, Me Kam Benku Haipun. This is on the understanding that there is such a thing as kamma. So I understand from a Western perspective that each action has consequences. When I do something, something else will be a result of that action. What I don't know is whether my actions now will have consequences in future births, in future rebirths. I have no evidence. No one can show me and say, look, this person did this in a previous life and now you are like this, or he or she is like that. I have no evidence for this. So from a Westerner's perspective, for the propagation of Buddhism into the West, I think there needs to be a way that we can explain why people should do good now. Because they might not believe that there's going to be another opportunity. They might not believe that there is a heaven. They might not believe that there is a hell. They might not believe that there will be a rebirth. So in the West, certainly my children have no religion. They don't believe in God and they don't believe in karma. So they are at risk of having no direction. They are at risk of the suffering in the world coming to them and affecting them in a bad way. So one of the suttas that I came across, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name of the sutta, but maybe someone that knows about Sutta Pitaka will remember it. In it, the Buddha says that if there is no next life, if there is a next life, and you do good in this life, then you will be born in heaven, or you'll be born into a good life. If there is a next life, and you do bad in this life, then you will either be reborn in hell, or you will have a bad life, a bad rebirth. He said, if there is no next life, and you do good in this life, then you will be happy in this life, and you will be respected by the wise. And if there is no future life, and you do bad in this life, then you will feel bad and not be respected by the wise. And I think this is an important teaching for people who don't believe in kamma. So even though I chant this chant, and it's one of my favourite chants, I'm still not sure about kamma because I have no evidence of that kamma. But I do have belief, I have faith that if I do good now, I will feel good, and I will hopefully be respected by the wise. And if I do bad now, then I will feel bad, and people will think bad about me. So I think this is a useful teaching, a useful sutta to also explain to people who don't know about karma, don't believe in karma, and don't believe that there's a next life. I think it can help them in that. So that was my comment.
And for this occasion, I will do to share my last comments for this today from the golden verse from the last paper. No attachment, no suffering. Thank you very much.
Ajahn Bernard, do you have some idea about this?
It's not my idea, it's my teacher's idea, the Buddha. From my own interpretation. Well, you see, the Buddhism now we are practicing is talking about karma rebirth. Once you have that kind of mindset of karma rebirth, there's still a self. They say there's still a self because there's still existential mindset. It's still an existential perspective. Yes, it's important. The Buddha has taught us that to shift, a paradigm shift from existential mindset to experiential mindset. You move beyond karma and rebirth. In one of the suttas, the Buddha did say that white karma with white vipaka, black karma with black vipaka. Either white or black karma with either white or black vipaka or results. The fourth one, neither white or black karma results in neither white or black vipaka. That is actually end of karma. The thing with there is a self because the self and the world and existence is a delusion. Suffering is not due to death and rebirth of a self that exists, but due to the false notion of existence of a self, another. Where does the self come from? Created by personalization of the Panchakanda, the five, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana. We personalize it. There's no entity in this. It's just an activity. So you have gone beyond a perspective from existential to experiential mindset. That's I'll offer this for your reflection.
Maybe some idea for the most venerable Ajahn Revata. You have some idea about this? Okay.
Let's share a little for Buddhist philosophy. I'm not saying it's Buddha teaching, but we look at the Buddhist philosophy. Suppose light. When you light, every time again you light, it's new light was out in the candle. After it, you also make a new light. It looks similar life. When you not end of samsara or end of the patakanda, you also will have some seed to reborn like a light. And another explained, suppose like when water, when steam, time to time, now is present. Also we look at is present. Another time is also present, but it's not the same water, it's not the same steam. Let's just look at the philosophy.
Thank you. Revata, please.
Okay, in my opinion,
Generally, we understand karma. If we do any action, that action will produce results. But according to Abhidhamma, there are some kinds of karma cannot produce any results, like a katata karma or hosi karma. So such a karma, although we do some action, but those actions will not produce any result, like a seed. The seed of a tree. So although there is a seed, but that seed cannot be planted because of some reasons. If the seed and the potentiality of the seed is drying or died, so that seed cannot grow as a tree. So although we may say every result has a reason, has a cause, but every cause cannot produce result, like a katata karma or hosi karma. We may also see the action of the Buddha and Arahants. Although they do many good deeds for the world, for the people, but their action, their karma, their action is not called karma, not because they have eliminated all defilements. That's why without defilement, only karma cannot produce any result. That's why their actions are called kiriya, according to Abhidhamma. Just a function and consciousness we say. So although they do many good deeds for the world, but their actions are not called karma, according to Abhidhamma. That's why we may do many good things, not just for ourselves, our future, just for others we must do. Some Asian people plant a tree, but not for them. Later the new generation will get the benefit, the fruits from the tree. They plant the tree, but maybe 50 years or 100 years later they will produce a lot of fruits, but not for them they planted that tree, but for others, new generations. That's why we don't care any results come to us, but we just focus the things which is good and beneficial to everyone. And so, although we believe in action, karma, and results, but what we are doing is a good thing. It is, I think, beneficial for us. So just what we should do, we do. These are my opinions.
Okay, thank you so much for your good opinion. And maybe I'm gonna hear from Vinayarakrita Atira about this. We have many scholars here, maybe we have some point about this.
As a friend was telling that, is it necessary to believe in karma and rebirth to practice dhamma? That is the fundamental question that was being asked. So, as you see, Buddha used to teach dhamma according to the need of the person there. He was not speaking of karma to everyone, right? Nor he was speaking about rebirth to everyone. What one understands, what state of mind he has, according to that he was teaching dhamma. So the purpose of dhamma is not to understand about rebirth or karma. I think the purpose of dhamma is to teach them surfing on the sea of suffering. That attitude is more important. And everyone is suffering now and here. So we should teach dhamma from the point of view of removing suffering, which is visible here and now. As we say, akaliko, now and here. If someone believes in the future, takes it in a positive way, okay, teach him. If he doesn't believe it, leave it. Why to make a fuss out of it? That is all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, maybe the last one I want to hear some idea from Ajahn Murathep. Maybe you have some idea about this. Please feel free. We have just a few minutes.
Respect to all monks. I think that his question it is scientific question. it is very difficult to explain the result of gamma because sometimes it takes time to give us the result. Suppose the last life, like yesterday, and the present now, and the next life is tomorrow or will be tomorrow. I think that we can see the result of gamma. But when do bad thing, sometimes the result does not occur now. Sometimes it takes time 3 years, 10 years, or 20 years. We don't know. But I think that sometimes we can explain something to the person who would like to know the result of gamma. Sometimes, okay, do you believe that in this room there is the air or not? If you believe, can show me the picture of the air. Can you show me? It is like this one or it is like this one? Because sometimes the result of gamma we cannot explain into the concrete picture. Because the result of gamma in Buddhism, it is exists. Supposing that the sugar is sweet, you believe or not, but when you eat the sugar, it is sweet. The sweet is not up to your belief. If you believe that the sugar is sweet, when you eat, okay, the sugar is sweet. If you don't believe the sugar is not sweet, and when you eat the sugar, it is not sweet. No. The taste of sugar is sweet. When this one eat the sugar and this one eat the sugar, everyone will get the sweet taste, like gamma. Really, I would like to say gamma is the act. In the short time, suppose you hit the table by your hand now, the result is you get the pill at your hand. This result of gamma, because gamma is act. Really, gamma sequoia, I think it means it is the result of the gamma. You can do a gamma by your body, by your speech, by your mind. Suppose in a short time, if you hit the table now, you will get the result of gamma. You will get the pain at your hand. Suppose when you do bad things, sometimes the result cannot occur now. It will show you or it will give you in the next time. We cannot predict. So I think that it is ready to explain into concrete pictures about this question. Thank you, sir.
There is one thing there, from this point of view, scientific point of view. If the people who believe in, okay, come and practice 4 jhanas. After 4 jhana, you will come to know. It is just like sometimes distant planets you can't see from your eyes. And you say, where is the planet? Can you tell? No. Then how to see? Okay, use the telescope. And now you see. So how to see we have to teach them rather than just arguing that there is or there is not. If there is, what is the way to see it? That is more important, I think, when it comes to teaching Dhamma.
Wonderful explanation about karma today. So from my point, I think we back to our ancestor, right? Many generations of ancestors die because we are the member of family, right? We know that one grandma still our ancestor. So you explain or not? Is he now or just is gone? But we still believe he is our ancestor, something like that. It's like the tree and the seed of the tree not the same, something like that. If you plant a tree, someday it's growing up. The seed is not the tree, and also the tree is not the seed, something like that. We can experience like the salt, the sugar, Can you explain or not? What is the salt of, what is the taste of sugar? What is the taste of salt? Can you explain me? Can you bring me or not? Something like the karma and the result of karma or vipaka, something like that. Thank you so much for your wonderful experience today. We have today. Okay. Thanks. So good. Let's go on.
I'm sorry. I want to share a little bit my opinion. So karma means the Buddhism root of the how to say our daily activity, because so karma means why we are practice Buddhism, because of the karma. If we do something negative, of course in the future our life, our future life is become worse again and again. That's why we have to practice the dharma. So that's why we should believe the karma. If we are not have belief with karma, we do not. Why we need to do practice the dharma? So that's why it is very important. So how first we need to understanding in Vajrayana Sutta. We have three kinds of karma. One is Kedi Nyongjur. Kedi Nyongjur means what we did now, what we do now, this result is in the future coming. Then one reason is that Tongche Nyongjur. Tongche Nyongjur means what we did, we did very big mistake or very big negative karma. It result come into our life. Then another result is that that means our future life coming our negative karma. So that's why we anytime Vajrayana, what they say, anytime we try to purify our karma, because we take many life, only this not life. We Buddha teach us, we could not uncountable this past life. We take many life. So that's why sometimes we did good things, sometimes we did bad things. That's why now we are here. Everyone want to blend up. Everyone want to how to say rich man. Everyone want to become beautiful. This is all we don't have any debate, but not true. Some people have car, building, everything what they want. Some people do not have. Why? Because of the karma. So that's why we should believe the karma, because we are Buddhism. We are follower of that. So that's why we need to understanding. We need to learn more and more Buddha's texts. So that's why if we can learn more and more, then we can understanding. If we don't know about the karma, so why we don't have any reason? Well, why we need to do practice dharma? So the dharma is very important with the karma.
To finally conclude, I think karma is one of the factors. You cannot give everything to the karma. There are five niyamas, no? Putu niyama, bija niyama, kamma niyama, dhamma niyama, chitta niyama. There are 5 niyamas. We are always focusing on kamma. What about the 4? So therefore we cannot give everything to the kamma, whatever happens. And kamma is actually action. What you are talking about, vipaka, kamma vipaka is the result of the kamma. Then the other difficulty is, someone is doing bad now and yet he is enjoying his life. So that creates confusion. And someone is doing good and yet he is suffering. So these confusions are there. So it is to be understood in a broader aspect. So, and for that it requires gradual training. Instantly you cannot make people appreciate the kamma and kamma vipaka or rebirth. It is a gradual training and education that will make him appreciate. So it is not an instant coffee. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful moment now. Okay, it's like now we are talking about mundane and super mundane level, right? It's quite difficult to understand sometimes. So now the time is coming. I think Dr. Kandaduket, you have something to.
I'm here to close the program.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, because everybody waiting this time. Okay. Now I would like to request Jan Pramha Virojano lead the chanting for the section. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay.
Before we can close our interesting discussions on karma, and I also share my opinion. Short, simple. What goes around comes around. Crystal clear. Thank you. So I would like to request Most Venerable Assistant Professor Dr. Bhupalat to be offer you to be the chairperson to offer the appreciation of token for our expertise. First, may I request Most Venerable Mama Virojano Assistant Professor Dr. Next followed by Most Venerable Bhupalat. Sorry. Yes, that's my comment. And may I request Assistant Professor Tlam Kiat Mina. And the last one, our moderator of our today's afternoon session, Assistant Professor Dr. Kanako as well. And thank you so much for that excellent job as a moderator of this afternoon discussion. And thank you so much for all the speakers and also for sharing those so many ideas within the Karma unended topic. We might get a chance to talk about the Karma once again. Okay. Yes. And I would like to thank the students who just played a great role in controlling the time for the speakers. Thank you so much for your cooperations as well. As for next topic, we are free. Up to 6, we will meet again at 6. We have refreshments, and for the late people, we have dinner, and we might have evening chatting as well. So thank you so much. Most Venerable Virojano, please.